Next up, we have category number 3. Now, these are words that are ending in AL, such as dental, fatal, and musical. Now, there are over 260 of words in this category, and to convert them all into Spanish, it's simply a change in pronunciation. So, for example, the word dental in Spanish would become dental. You get that al sound right here. We have fatal becoming fatal, or musical would be musical. You can hear that very strong al sound. So once again, dental, fatal, musical. Another word in this group would be informal. I wonder if you could try to attempt now to convert this into Spanish. Informal. How would you say it's very informal? Es muy informal. Here we have the word material. This is a little bit trickier. Try to work it out. Material. Let's go through the syllables. We have ma, teri, al, material. Once again, how would you say musical? Musical. Now say, she's very musical. Es muy musical. The word official is another word in this group ending in AL. How would you say it in Spanish? Oficial. We have o, fi, si, al. You see how in Spanish pronunciation of words, we very much get this block section of syllables. So, o, fi, si, al, oficial. How would you say principal in Spanish? Principal. What about total? Total. Here's a longer one. Antisocial. How would you say that in Spanish? Antisocial. Let's baby step it. We have an, ti, so, si, al. Antisocial. What about the word brutal? Brutal. Central. Central. Federal. Federal. Let's baby step this one. Fe, de, ral. Federal. How would you say hospital? Hospital. Hopefully you remembered that the H is silent in Spanish. So we start our pronunciation here. Os, pi, tal. Hospital. This next one's a little trickier. How would you say initial? Inicial. Once again, we have E, because the letter I is always pronounced as an E in Spanish. So we have E, ni, si, al, inicial. How would you say mineral in Spanish? Mineral. Let's try one more. The word intentional, as you can see, fits into this category. How would you say it in Spanish? Intencional. It looks different because the T has been replaced by a C here, but it's still following that same key sound. So intentional, intencional. How would you say it's intentional? Es intencional. It's not intentional. No es intencional. It was intentional. Fue intencional. It wasn't intentional. No fue intencional. The word for something in Spanish is algo. Algo. How would you say it wasn't something intentional? No fue algo intencional. The word experimental is another one in this category. It's a bit longer, but again, try your best to work it out. Experimental. Let's go through the syllables. We have ex, peri, men, tal. Experimental. How would you say something experimental? Algo experimental. What about it's very experimental? Es muy experimental. What's the word for now? Ahora. How would you say now it's official? Ahora es oficial. What about the word normal? How would you say that? Normal. It's normal. Es normal. It's very normal for me this way. Es muy normal para mí así. How would you say, for me, it's something very personal? Para mí es algo muy personal. In Spanish, the word for quite or rather is the same. It's one word, and that is bastante. How would you say she is quite formal? Es bastante formal. The word for big is grande. How would you say, it's quite big for me? Es bastante grande para mí. It's not normal like that. No es normal así. How would you say it's quite personal? Es bastante personal. What about it's something personal? Es algo personal.